Hey guys, King of Charmander here to be your judge, your jury, and your analyst, and today I bring to you a sweet 5-0 with, I would say, my best ABB team, but it's only day one. So, you know, you see double normal, double grass, all these combinations running around, but just because I'm really good with energy management, I like high pressure mons, and I like being really aggressive. This is my ABB team for this Summer Cup. So Summer Cup is already a little crazy. You see flyers, you see all this combination of gross, etc. And you see everything trying to kill Vigoroth, etc. And there's Buzzball too. And there's fire types. So yeah, it's pretty crazy out here. But because of those combinations I mentioned, I was able to pull off this sweet 5-0 with this team, despite losing the lead. So if you lose the lead, this second battle will give you a good example. So again, take a look at that second battle, try to pull out that win condition. This is Trevenant, Swampert, Walrein. So this is grass, double water. And like I mentioned, I like high pressure, and I like the fact that you can kind of farm a lot against other Vigoroths, etc. with Trevenant and come out with win conditions, because Viggies are everywhere. So yes. But again, if you lose the lead, just follow battle 2 and see the example there. But before we get started, this is my therapist mental health tip of the day. So a lot of people have been asking me, what about Legend? And I really don't care. I am very good about mindfulness. Thanks to my work as a clinician, I think it's really bettered my own mental health, and at the same time awareness of my own mental health, because when you're trying to do therapy, oh my god, you better be aware of your own mental well-being, because I can't ethically do my job if I have clouds up in here. Or PvP is affecting me, imagine that. But mindfulness. So what mindfulness, again, if you want to skip this, you could just go ahead and move fast forward to the battles. There are the chapters below. Just put your mouse on the line and poof, you can skip forward. But for those that are interested, mindfulness is incredibly important. It's the core factor. Well, it's derived from cognitive behavioral therapy. It's a key thing in dialectic behavioral therapy, DBT, which I hope to be certified one of these days. Mindfulness is defined as a moment-to-moment awareness of one's experience without judgment. So this means about having conscious awareness of one's own thoughts, feelings, sensations, behaviors without evaluation or formation of an opinion. So what happens when you're anxious? Oh, you second guess everything and there's a lot of noise up in here. When you're mindful, you are aware of that, but you don't evaluate them. So yeah, I'm aware of anything. A good example is this. You're acting mindfully when you listen to a song you love and notice every tiny detail in the sound. Or maybe you felt anxiety before a big event like a wedding or a job interview. You acknowledge that feeling and choose to simply accept it. So accepting feelings, etc. is core of what it is. If I don't make Legend, it's what it is. I'm okay. I didn't go as hard as I should have, and the game's broken, so I should have gone harder early on. But that's okay. If I really wanted to, I can make Legend if I wanted to, or break the leaderboard, do whatever. But I don't have the time for that, or if I should have, or hell, the game doesn't even work, so why should I try so hard, right? But this is the benefits of mindfulness. So mindfulness is very powerful. Again, key of what I like doing, and it is incredibly beneficial to learn. So go ahead and check out that sheet in the description below, as I always do with all my therapist aid stuff. And without further ado, this is a sweet 5-0 with my best ABB team for the Summer Cup. And without further ado, let's get started. Oh, by the way, Godfire jersey. This thing's so comfortable, and oh my god, I loved it. Oh my god, it's so sweet. Oh my god. Yes, and I got my name on the back too and everything like that. But yes, exciting things, right? And more exciting things to come. And now without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here are the battles. This team's pretty basic. The most important battle is going to be the one after this one for this 5-0. So, first we get the lead. We get Viggy into Trevenant. This is the best lead you can see other than other fighters, just because of the fact that Trevenant resists counter, and we get a Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff's in the back because it does well against pretty much every fighter in this meta, except for, well, Viggy's technically a fighter, but Wigglytuff can still eat a healthy amount of body slam, a healthy amount, I'd say 2 from Viggy, or could 2 shield its way to victory and keep switch. As you see, I switch right away to Walrein just because I want to preserve. The key here is to preserve your shields for Swampert. We could try to win back alignment here, but the thing is, with this, I'm going to go with the 2-to-1 shield. Yes, I will lose switch, which is the plan for my opponent's Wigglytuff. So my Wigglytuff isn't half bad for this cup. Ice Spear goes through, we break the second shield, and now we have shield advantage. I'm going to send in Trev, and you see me go for C-Bomb right away. All we're going to do is we're going to preserve Swampert with the shield. We don't really need Swampert with 2 shields in this scenario. We don't need to give up our shield to keep Trevenant alive. Swampert with a closer is still very powerful, just like an open Great League. Unless they have a grass type in the back and they just read us like a 10,000 IQ play. Other than that, then we'd be pretty screwed. As you see here, they send in Viggy, so I'm kind of thinking they probably have a Swampert in the back or something that really doesn't like Trevenant. It's probably a Swampert, which is why they're not swapping out. As you see, Viggy's body slams don't do a lot at all. Boldo does a decent chunk. I would say like 20% HP, but as you see, each body slam is just doing a small amount of chunking. It's like throwing Rey Mysterio onto Brock Lesnar. It still hurts, but not that much. If you know what I'm talking about, if you're a WWE fan. By the way, it's pretty exciting that Vince McMahon retired because there's a lot of stuff you could do from there. As you see, I swap in Swampert, and it actually isn't a Swampert, it's a Galvantula, but either way, because it's a Galv in the back, that's GG's. Swampert has a shield. All I literally have to do is double up on Hydro Cannon. We resist electric type. We list those electric type moves, and that's game. For the next one, this is the one you're going to really want to pay attention to. This one, you lose the lead, and the lead you're going to lose most against is going to be Noctowl or another flyer. So what you're going to do here is you're going to send in Swampert and try to pray that your combination in the back can take out this matchup. As you see, our opponent stays in with Noctowl. They're either going to eat this shield and then swap out. As you see, they eat it. Noctowl can eat a whole Shadow Hydro Cannon, but I will have to shield here because I don't want to let go of Swampert. Swampert has a Shadow. You can use the regular one, but the reason why I use the Shadow version is because it is real. The Shadow version's Hydro Cannons chunk out a lot. And as you see here, I wasn't trying to undercharge here. I was just like, okay, you know what? It's going to take 2 Hydro Cannons to kill Viggy anyways. The idea here is that you want to try to farm Vigoroth. As you see here, I'm going to fire up 2. I'm trying to get to 2 Hydro Cannons. I fire 1, and then I'm going to fire the second one on CMP to break both shields. After that, you want to farm down Viggy. So as you see here, I break a shield. I don't have my shield. That's fine. We kind of set up what we wanted here. Bison's going to go through. It will KO Swampert. You're going to send... This is what you want to do. You want to send in Trevenant and farm down Viggy. Viggy, this is literally going to be like your only win con. Summer Comp isn't super RPS, but you're going to have to get a little creative if you want to find win conditions out of your butt. Because you already know that Noctowl's coming in, right? So what we're going to do here is as soon as we take out this Vigoroth, what we're going to do is I'm going to send... There's 2 choices here. You can bank the energy like I'm doing here, or you could stay in and double fire, because what our opponent has to do here is that they actually have to blow the shield while Noctowl once, because in the yellow, Noctowl will die to 2 C-Bombs. Even though it's resisted, C-Bomb still chunks. It's not double resisted like Shadow Ball is, so it can still do a decent amount of chunk damage. As you see, we get a Licky Licky. Even if this was a Lickitung, it would have been fine because Power Whip, yes, it does a lot of damage, but you can get to 2 Icicle Spears. And all you have to do at this point is I have to fire 3. I literally have to fire. I'm going to fire all that energy that I stored on Trevenant and end my opponent's life. That's literally what's going to happen. As you see here, we should be able to, like, 2 Icicle Spears go through. I still would have got to a second one just because of the fact that I have so much energy, even if this was like a Power Whip. Body Slam goes through. I'm going to let this farm me down. As you see, I try to swap out having energy, but that's not going to happen. And all we have to do is be really careful with our energy here. I'm already at 100, and all I have to do is triple C-Bomb for the victory. As you see here, 1 goes through. I gather a little more energy, and using energy management, you'll be able to pull off win conditions by farming down that Viggy. As you see here, 2 go through. The 3rd one go through, and if they had to move, I'll have CMP. So this is how you win. If you lose the lead against the flyer, you say switch into Swampert, break as many shields as humanly possible, farm down whatever comes in, and then hopefully wall rain, and with all that energy you have on Trev will close out. That's how you play against losing leads. Swampert's still a great safe switch just because Shadow Hydro Cannon does so much damage. Of course, if they have a grass type in the back, it's kind of over already, but you know what? Most of the time, they won't have a grass type in the back. Keywords most of the time. That, or you can force 2 shields off of their Trevenant. As here, we win the lead, and then we have our opponent switch in the Pelipper. Ideally, I should have just swapped into Wall Rain right away, but I want to do a little chip damage with the C-Bomb. As you see, we C-Bomb, and then I'm going to send in Wall Rain. The reason I did this was because if we sent in Wall Rain right away, they can still get Hurricane. As you see, Hurricane right here. So I would still have to do some chip damage and then fire Hurricane. But this is perfectly fine. Wall Rain is here to take out those flyers, or if your opponent sends in a Vigoroth to say switch, again, just send in, you could well, they wouldn't send it against Trevenant, but if they do, that would really suck because Trevenant resists everything they have to throw at you. And as you see, we get a Poliwrath. So this thing is gonna hurt a lot. Dynamic Punch does a lot. Unfortunately, thankfully, it doesn't one punch me to death. Walrein rank 3 actually comes through with the win con. Yeah, that really sucked because I was like, oh crap, that really sucks. And you notice I'm not using Earthquake here. If it's a flyer, you don't. With Sludge Wave can possibly come out win conditions against things like Tropius because Sludge Wave does so much damage. And there aren't really many targets you're going to get with Earthquake. In the mirror, with Shadow Swampert, 9 times out of 10, you're going to try to Hydro Cannon opponent's said Swampert to death. As you see here, all we have to do is send in... And my opponent wasn't expecting a Ninetales, which is why they gave back Switch, and that was a terrible mistake for them. They're like, is that really a Swampert in the back? And unfortunately, by using Ninetales Safe Switch, yes, you can catch those Ninetales Safe Switches with Swampert giving you a win condition and an easy dub. So that's GG's. As you see here, freaking, this team is freaking a lot. There's a lot of pressure, especially if you manage to grab that Viggy or the fighter. If you grab the fighter in the lead with Trevenant, or if you grab the Swampert in the lead. I've seen 2 Swamperts in the lead. It's a pretty nutty team. For the 4th battle, these are gonna go by really fast because this is pretty much rock paper. As you see here, Trevenant into Victreebel. I hate this thing so much. This is an evil Venus, a pissed off evil Venus Flytrap. The thing that's hated that you and me and everybody else in this freaking game, except those of you that use it on a daily basis to get your sets done, it's okay. If you're trying to get your sets done, I have no problem in you using this thing. I did it too. I want to get my sets done. However, even then, that still doesn't mean I don't hate it. I've sold my soul to the military already, and now I will sold this. I've sold my soul this season using Shadow Victreebel. It's still not comfortable. I'm going to send in Walrein, and they happen to acid spray me. So I break both shields, take them to the zeros, and then what my opponent is going to do is that they send in a Alolan Golem. I send in Swampert, and they immediately top left. That was Shadow Razor Leaf, double electric. Based on how fast they top lefted. That's double electric, double volt switch. And for the 5th and final battle, this one didn't really go by too. That's one went really fast too. For the 5th and final battle, you get Trevenant versus Empoleon. I don't know why I see Empoleon, but you could possibly see water types. Empoleon is one of them. Well, Empoleon actually does pretty well against the Flyer, so I understand why. Also one of the few steel types which is allowed in this cup, other than Ferrothorn. And my opponent immediately top lefts as soon as they saw it. This was probably Water double flyer, or double flyer of that sort, which is why I like Walrein in the back. And as you see, Walrein Trevcore is still incredibly overpowered. All you do is you slap a Swampert in the back and behold, you got a really freaking good team. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. Summer Cup isn't super RPS-y, but if you do happen to lose the lead, like I mentioned, that play you saw with Battle 2, that's really the best way you can come out of a losing win condition and try to find some way to win. But with some energy management, some knowledge of matchups, and hopefully just a little bit of luck, like you saw with these back rows, you can come out with the W. And I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. Again, if you lose the lead, check out Battle 2, and that's GG's. And that's game. I hope y'all enjoyed the battles. As you see here, Summer Cup is kind of, it's kind of meh. It's not really as exciting as I thought it would be. It's cool that you can come out of losing win conditions, but this is like Flyer versus Fighter, or like Normal versus Ghost. It's really meh. Like, yeah. I mean, if you're playing your best team that you're used to, you should theoretically, with a little bit of luck, get to 5-0. Because there's a lot of combinations here that work. This is a lot like Open Great Lead. But with that being said, if you're that one Flyer person and you're trying to catch all those Trevenants, and for some ungodly reason you see a whole lot of Walruses as in Walrein, I don't know what to tell you. But with that being said, there's a lot of ways you can play out of losing leads, etc. Or you could just get really creative and come out with some win conditions. With that being said, I hope you guys are looking forward to the end of the season, because dear God, I hope I am. The two worst cups in Flying and Hisui, in my opinion, have made their way into this. Flying's still really bad. Yes, you could still use Skarmory, etc., but dear God. Well, this just tells me I definitely should have tried. I should have made Legend like 2 months ago. But unfortunately, it didn't come to pass because of the game freaking lagging, or I just didn't try. That's basically what it is. So, hopefully y'all are enjoying your battles, etc. Hopefully you guys are getting past the finish line for the Summer Cup, or have already made it to Legend. If not, there's always next season. Or you could be like me, where you just chill because there was really no benefit to me. The Bea pose is crap. I don't care about the Bea pose. Yes, I do MMA. Yes, I compete in combat sports, but yeah, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. So whatever. But anyways, onwards to the next season. Hopefully y'all are excited because we actually get a few updates. Hopefully might actually fix the game. What's fix? A company that doesn't take pride in the work and that lies to their player base so they can make a quick buck, don't bank on it. But anyways, again, I hope you guys have made Legend or reached your goals early and onward to the next season pretty soon. Do me a huge favor, please like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Good luck in your Go Battle League sets, and I will see y'all on the next video.